On the last episode of Dice Funk.
If you get us out of here, that I promise never to murder anyone ever again.
The goblins and the Knoll tribes were at perpetual war. They were both like demon-worshipping savages who just kidnapped each other's children. It was like a whole thing.
Elias, before anyone gets a chance to propose, says, I'll be the one that goes in against Guy.
And then you give him a knowing smile, as if to say, like, here you go, finish me off, big boy. He raises his two swords, and then you lunge forward, and you stab him through the neck. The guy with the smashed up face, whose name you still do not know, walks up. This coward is not fit to lead us. Shit. This is how we do things in the Tiger Mountains. And he decapitates Guy with his axe. Picks up the two swords, and he says, now I am chief.
I'm gonna bend down and, like, reach for the sword with my, dominant hand, and with my non-dominant hand, I'm gonna flip open the toolbox.
Guys, time for Plan Violet. Let's go.
You guys are now caught in a mosh pit. People fight over each other to try to first help, and then to run away, because the moss heart is ripping people's chests open, reaching inside, and then leaving parts of itself behind. And then those parts take over the orcs, who then join on the Mossheart side.
And then I'm also going to try and maneuver to get Guy's head.
He sees you and you guys lock eyes and he's just like, you knocked my teeth out, you embarrassed me, you've slaughtered half my dudes, you've brought shame upon this entire unit, and now you've tossed it at his feet and walk away.
Oh my god.
I assume we're going to,
The dude, Eyeball Jenkins.
Well, I think we're fighting a losing battle at this point in time.
If we are, that's okay.
And I don't think any of it matters.
It does matter because we have each other.
All right, reporting live from the ketchup zone. It's Lauren.
Can't.
What's going on with the ketchup?
I don't know what it is, but it smells so much like ketchup, and I'm really upset about it. I don't want it to smell like ketchup. It's really bothering me. Because it shouldn't smell like ketchup.
Are we going to expect delays on the standard commute on the way home from work in this ketchup-tastrophe that we have going on here? Or is traffic normal?
I was trying to make a tomato pun, but I couldn't think of one.
Oh.
And now for sports, Leon.
Oh, no. You've taught you like shot it to the wrong guy. I'm like at best a weatherman.
At best.
At best. There's our hierarchy.
I don't know what sports I am.
Austin would be the sports dude. Leon would be the weather guy.
I don't know what sports balls
I feel like
are.
me and Johnny and Skitch would somehow be Angers.
Yeah.
In this fake news scenario.
I'd be okay doing the money segment of the show.
He would yell at the camera and tell people to buy a particular stock before its value deflates heavily due to too much interest. So it sounds like a great plan.
And then, like, in the middle of the episode, I would interrupt everybody and scream, sell, sell, oh god, sell, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
See now I'm just anticipating somewhere during the session you're just going to do that out of nowhere with drop.
I can't, though, because I haven't advised anybody to buy anything yet.
Is that the long game of this campaign? Is for you guys to, like, transfer into the economic private sector and become, like, stockbrokers?
How'd you get your start in this biz? Well, are you familiar with Dungeons & Dragons?
No, I'm just saying, clearly property in Lorelei is at an all-time low. It's a buyer's market.
Oh my god, I just moved and it smelled so much more like ketchup.
Holy shit, you guys totally should start a real estate firm. Have I told this story? I think maybe in season 1 I told the story about how one of my campaigns turned into a quest to invent the concept of insurance. And then they went around bullying people into buying insurance. It's like, it was amazing.
Okay. You want to do this game, though?
Just smell like ketchup, Lauren?
Yeah, just ketchup.
So, like, not like a faint hint of fries?
No, just ketchup. Just straight up ketchup.
Just ketchup? Do you prefer ketchup to possibly the smell of mayonnaise? What if it smelled like...
Oh, God. So much more. Mayonnaise is the devil's food.
Does mayonnaise even smell like anything?
I feel like it would smell like your soul leaving your body.
If it goes bad.
All right, so the last time in this adventure of high fantasy and magic...
Yeah.
You guys kicked off what could only be described as kind of a plant zombie apocalypse and just left a lot of bodies in your wake.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, heroes.
You're welcome.
And now you guys are walking to a military base. I assume you're all using the cloth masks.
I had to make myself a new one because I used mine to wipe off Violet's blood, and I don't feel like breathing through orc blood.
That's metal as hell.
No thanks.
Breathing Through Orc Blood is my favorite Manowar album. So it's pretty good.
It's a great joke. I do
Album.
everybody in the fracas. You guys lost some items. Vinny lost her dagger, which is the one you may remember that Ziggy used to stab a gnome in the eye.
That's okay, it was tainted.
Mm-hmm. Elias lost his quiver and all of his arrows, but he does still have his bow and both of his swords. And Drop lost a herbalism kit, which he never really uses. Not that big of a deal. He mostly just has a sword, which he had with him physically, so that was never in danger. Violet never had anything to lose, so
Yep.
she is golden.
It's the benefits of being naked.
The benefits of being naked.
That's just there's the episode name.
It's a very early contender. Are you guys talking about anything in particular on your way there? Are you guys all just taking it on faith that that whole duel thing with Elias was a accident? Like, no one ever questioned him about that?
Violet, is too naive to think that there must have been some, subterfuge. She just assumes something bad happened, and that's all she cares about.
Vinny's gonna say something, although not because she, thinks that Alias did it for real, but that she's just curious. So, hey, what was up with, throat stabbing there, Alias?
Oh, it was merely a miscalculation on my part. I didn't expect him to let his guard down as much as he did on that one particular attack, given how hard it was to hit him normally.
Okay. I mean, we still got out, so I guess that's, what really matters?
Yes, it's unfortunate that he, perished the way he did. I was certainly not trying to kill him.
I feel kind of bad. He was being nice.
He was being nice, but I doubt I could trust anyone other than him to ensure any of our safety.
That's true. And who knows? They probably would have, the rest of them would have made him, kill us all anyways. So, whatever. No big deal.
It's important to rationalize things,
yeah,
I find.
Yeah. It's not like there was, a whole lot of blood and murder or anything. That's no big deal at all.
Unfortunately, it seemed like most of his men operated purely on a desire to initiate conflict and unleash blood, necessarily or otherwise. So
Such rowdy boys.
I can't say that I feel that much regret for how things panned out back there.
Yeah.
I do apologize, though, for going against your plan.
It's okay.
Even if you had to eat meat and the process of forging that plan in the first place.
See, I had just kind of pushed that out of my mind, but now you're reminding me. Please don't remind me.
I apologize for that.
It's okay. Still love you.
I want more meat.
Job flies over and just sort of perches himself on Vinny's shoulder.
There's no way that unicorns eat meat, right? That can't be a real thing.
I'm sorry, but I've decided that sometimes Violet does eat meat.
They eat, oats.
Well, no. See, that makes sense because it's like mad cow disease, mad unicorn disease.
Oh my god.
That's where the rage comes from.
Maybe. She's a unicorn. She's very important. And sometimes people bring her gifts, and sometimes those gifts are like baskets with sausages. Like those ones where the sausage is in the little plastic thing.
Like a chain of sausages?
Yeah. Sometimes meat is presented to her, and she's like, well, I don't want to be a bad host. And, she loves it.
Vinny's gonna pep that good burb's head.
There's a lot going on here.
Mostly sausage and ketchup based.
I have nothing further at this time. Violet's just walking towards where we're going, and then she's not a plan person unless she's on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And she suddenly becomes super confident.
Yeah. When she's on the ship, she's like, all right, it's Violet time. But on land, it's like she doesn't care. You know how certain military ranks change when you're on a boat, and they're different when you're on land?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Drop is gonna say, we should hurry. Whichever group survives whatever is happening back there, I can't imagine either one of them is going to be happy with us.
Oh, certainly not.
But they probably didn't see which direction we're going in. I mean, the only person that I told Guy about the tunnels... Oh, wait. Words are hard. The only person I told about the tunnels was Guy.
Yes, it's unlikely any of them would know where we're heading to anyway.
They all know the location of the military base. They lived there.
Yes, but they don't know that we're going anywhere near there. Either way, making haste is a priority for the time being.
That's why it's a good thing I'm still on Violet. She's faster than me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot this entire scene. You're just like draped over her like a saddlebag.
Yeah, that's where we left it. So I assume that's the same.
Yeah, and I if I'm technically using my clever action for the bonus action for dash, every 6 seconds I'm traversing 60 feet as opposed to just 30. So we're briskly moving.
Yeah, you guys are strangely uniform in your like light armor fast approach, except for Vinny, who has tiny legs.
Can't help it.
You guys get there, unless you guys want to do anything else.
No, we're there.
No, let's get there. Violet says, "Okay, so the plan is we have a head. Are we giving the head to the eyeball?"
I feel like I have a rapport with that eyeball now. Also, I talk a lot better than you guys do. Sorry, no offense, but I'm better.
Drop just holds out the head in front of Vinny and goes, "Here."
Don't be rude. I don't want to hold it, but I'm gonna talk to the eyeball before we all go in there. I want to go in by myself because I feel like it's less likely to shoot me on sight than it is you guys.
How heavy is the head, roughly?
Yeah, how heavy is the head?
It's a head. What do you want?
Because Mage Hand has an upper limit to how much weight it can carry.
Not in this world. If you want to carry a head, you carry a head, dog.
I'm going to start carrying lots of heads if we don't have any encumbrance problems. I'm going to carry so many heads.
Reasonable.
With that being said, what Alias will do to alleviate Vinny's sort of thing is he'll cast Mage's Hand to pick up, Guy's head and just hover it near Vinny so she doesn't actually have to touch it directly.
Thank you, Alias.
So you're going to go in there. You're going to go in there with a floating head and also alone. Okay.
I'm going to knock on the door to the eyeball cave and say, "Mr. Eyeballs," and then I'm gonna walk in.
The image of this tiny person walking into this room with a floating head is so perfect. Why would you let rules get in the way of that, Sketch?
No. On top of that, Job is still on our shoulder, so I could actually see the world through Job.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is the stupidest campaign. It's so good.
Yeah.
But if I need to, I was actually planning on going with Vinny just from behind, at a distance. So
I think you guys might be overthinking this. He asked you to go get the head. You brought the head.
Yeah, but it's a crazy eyeball. We don't know what its deal is.
He said it's so great to be able to trust you. Yes, yes.
I don't know. I feel like if you say yes twice, it cancels each other out. So
I don't know what eyeball grammar rules are.
Okay, it's head time.
Give that eyeball the head.
I did
Give
it.
the eyeball head.
I'm not gonna say that.
Stop that. It's not cool.
Are you sure?
Alias will use the Mage Hand to...
Okay. Well, here's us. Welcome to us.
No. You're all bad.
Welcome to us.
Oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm trying to make Austin be the head, and he's not doing it. I mean, the eyeball, not the head.
Hold on. How many people in this recording are high right now? Let's just take an inventory.
Not me.
I'm actually not this time.
I ate peanut butter tonight. Is that the same thing?
It's exactly the same thing, Sketch.
Okay.
So you show the eyeball. I guess we're calling him Eyeball Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The head, and he's very excited to see it, and he believes you, and he says, like, if you want to go see Fox's treasure, right this way, yes.
Thank you. My friends are coming too. That's cool, right?
Any friends of the Masters is a friend of me, Eyeball Jenkins.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because they helped me get the head. Let's go, guys.
All right. Violet bursts into the room. She's like, "What up, ball? Remember me?"
All right. He says, "Just leave the head back there."
It floats over and sets down where he wants it.
I really hope Guy Fieri never finds this podcast, because he's going to be so upset and disturbed by what we've done to him.
All right.
No, as I said, I was doing a thing at work today, and he was in it, and I felt like extremely guilty the entire time. I was like, "Oh God, I hope he never finds out."
In the arms of the angel.
You stop Stop that.
What? Okay.
Okay. What's the scene? What's going on? What's the whole deal? Where are we?
We go down the hallway. We go towards the direction of Fox's treasure.
Yeah, he leads you through the tunnels. There's like this absolutely labyrinthine network of these tunnels throughout the mountains, the whole mountain range, essentially. It's just this like spider web of tunnels, and he takes you down one and then another for like hours, maybe. Like, it feels like you lose all sense of time. There are no light sources after a certain point. Like, there's some torches when you set off, and then after that, a drop has to like hold on to Violet's tail or something, because he's the only one without dark vision. And you get the sense that if you had tried this without a guide, you would be hopelessly lost and starve to death, because there's no earthly way to remember all these tunnels. And there's like no good way to like navigate. Like, you don't know which way is north. There's no like distinctive markings. It's just like a whole disaster, basically.
Good thing Violet's here to have night vision, dark vision.
I mean, everyone else
We all
does.
do, except for...
Oh, well, let's... Fine.
No, we'll give you this one, Leon. Thanks.
You're helping Drop.
I'm helping as much as everyone else is then.
All right. So you guys finally get to an area where there's like 14 different branches. Like, if you got to this far, you would be like definitely defeated at this juncture. Mm-hmm. And he tells you to go down one and says this is as far as he's allowed to go. Yes, yes. And he turns back around.
Bye, Eyeball Jenkins. I love you.
I don't know you. No.
It's okay. Yes, yes.
Stop saying that.
Yes, yes.
Do you want me to come get you after a bit? Like, how long are you guys going to be?
Yeah, if you could check on us, that'd be fine, I guess.
Violet.
I don't know.
It would be great if you were to come back in, let's say roughly in an hour or so would be fine.
He says, well, it's going to take me an hour to get back, so I'll probably just wait here.
So 2 hours.
2 hours will be sufficient then.
All right. Good luck. Yes, yes.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
He floats away.
Bye. I'll miss you.
At this point, Alias finally just sort of collapses in a little bit of a slump against a nearby wall, because he's been kind of bleeding a little bit most of the way over here. Not too bad. Not like leaving a trail of blood, but he hadn't healed since the fight with Guy, to say the least.
Everyone except for Lavinia is smashed and battered.
Yeah, I'm at 14 hit points, which is not good.
I'm at 4 hit points, so...
Oh, shit. You're barely here.
Okay, so I guess what Vinny's gonna do is cure wounds.
No.
Alias.
You don't have to do that. No, you don't have to do that.
Cool, never mind, because I only have 2 more spell slots.
I'm going to use this. We're going to be here for a short rest length. I can use hit die to heal. I got this.
So you guys are short resting in here?
I guess.
Well, if he's not coming back for 2 hours.
We're not going to be found by the orcs in any time soon, so we can short rest at least for the time being.
All right, so you guys roll your hit die if you want him back.
Also, everybody gets an extra d6.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm healed.
Oh, yeah.
Austin, I'm going to take some time to meditate during the short rest and regain my key.
I'm at 28. I'm going to leave it at that. Even though I could get to 31, it just doesn't seem like a good use of my dealies.
So Drop is full, Violet is nearly full, Lavinia is full, and what is Elias at?
Elias is at 17 hit points because I have to add my constitution twice to that, so it was 13 as opposed to 11.
You guys chill out in that cavern for a little bit, bandage up, Drop meditates, and everyone is feeling much better except for Elias, who's feeling better, but
I'm at 17 of 20 hit points. I have most of my health back.
Yeah.
You're just really fragile, I guess is the thing.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a rogue. I don't have as much hit points as the other folks do, so...
So are you ready to go in there and get treasure, or there's a big trap, or I don't know.
Let's get to adventuring.
Something's in there.
Can we just we're in the room. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, Lavinia just leads the charge.
All right.
You guys followed the tunnel that was indicated to you, which goes on for quite a bit, but eventually empties into an enormous cavern.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't mean anything to the in-character characters, but like you guys are in a cavern the size of like a football field, like a football stadium, inside the mountain, and that includes the opening at the top. And you can see from the middle of this room, there's an enormous. I keep using the word enormous. Is there a better word? Gargantuan?
Real big.
Huge, gigantic. There's a giant hole in the floor in the middle of the room, and from it issueth the column of smoke that perhaps you were expecting in here. Perhaps not, but it's going up, up and out the top of the mountain.
Let's put a cork in it.
Wouldn't that make it easier for the orcs to come look for us?
I don't know. What's worse, ash or orcs?
Yeah, but see,
I don't know.
once we figure out whatever the fuck we need from here, we're leaving, and we don't have to come back. So...
There's a couple factors to consider. One is that the hole in the middle of this cavern is incredibly hot. It's like you have difficulty getting any closer to it than you do once you enter the room. But whatever heat is radiating off it is also giving off light, so you can see dimly. It is just an enormous column of black smoke and ash and soot. So there's not a lot to see in terms of the environment, but it's a pretty hellish scene.
I wonder what's down there. I'm not gonna go down there. I'm pretty sure I'd get all hot. So
seems likely.
Okay, so what else are we doing in this big hole room, guys?
So
we're looking for the treasure. Vinny wants to roll investigation. I rolled a 16. What do I see?
That's good.
All right, so this enormous, I'm just going to call it a pit, I guess, because it is that. As you start work your way around it, you see that there are other tunnels that lead in here. You don't know where those go on the other side. But this is not a one entrance, no exit kind of dealio. And you are doing your best to look around, but it's this constant like buffeting of ash and soot and smoke, and you can't really find too much. Alias rolled a 17 on investigation. He's helping you. You guys do find some drag marks leading from the tunnel you came down to the pit.
Ooh.
Looking into the pit itself, does it look like there's any particular openings or just sort of things that the pit kind of leads into, or is it just kind of hard to discern from where we are?
If you're gonna try, if you want to get up to it and like look down into it, you're gonna need to make some Constitution saving throws. It's very, very hot.
I was actually going to have my familiar fly out and investigate.
All right. Well, he will have to as well.
I wouldn't want to risk it in that case because if I lose it, I won't be able to get it back anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, Vinny's at full health. She's gonna. Okay, then I got an 18 Constitution.
Disadvantage.
Damn, 11.
Yeah. As you start getting closer to it, you're like, ooh, man, this is really hot. And then you start getting closer, and some of your leaves catch fire because you're a plant. What are you doing?
Nobody else is doing it. I gotta do something.
Take D10 damage, my plant dude.
5.
Vinny catches on fire before your eyes.
Violet tries to stomp out the fire, but that's not a good idea.
Can't you just blow it out? Because that will kill me.
I will trample you to save you.
Violet gets like up on her hind legs. It's like she's about to just stomp, but then she's like, wait, no, because wait. And then she starts like trying to like blow it out, like with her mighty horse breath.
Whatever, I'm still at 5.
Or whatever. I don't know if that's a Constitution check for horse breath. I would like to get the fire out.
The fire's out.
Yeah, I assume that Vinny like doesn't get closer right away, so it's not going to get worse. So you can just
okay.
Vinny immediately runs back and says, "Somebody who's less leafy, do this, please."
I'll do it. I am a unicorn. So
It's true.
I do have mad Constitution and like crazy hit points. So
That is
I
like
guess...
your whole thing. Hey, barbarians.
All right, here's one, which is good. It's an 18, but it's disadvantage, right?
Nope, not for you. You're not made out of plants.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't matter. I thought it was just because it was a big ass hole. In that case, 18.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
No, I refuse to.
What was it?
You know exactly what I said, Mamma Jamma. All right, so I got an 18, which is a hella good Constitution check.
So Vinny catches on fire. Violet blows her out and goes like, "Oh, just stay out of the way. I got this. I'm a barbarian." And starts walking towards the hole. And she's a little surprised. It's like hotter than she thought it was going to be. She thought she was just going to like brave it, like just like a cool dude, like a forest cop.
Yep.
And it is really hot. She doesn't take any damage though, and she powers through it basically to the edge. Do you want to look down?
I'm gonna say Violet wants to look down, but I don't. But she's going to.
But okay.
She's going to.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that's the bad one.
That's the bad one.
I get -2.
Oh, jeez.
She lacks wisdom. She lacks all the wisdom. So I'm trying to get really high for this one, and it is a 15, which is good.
But
Violet hears a voice whisper, Violet.
What?
That's all she hears.
Well, that was unimpressive.
You look down, you see this endless column of black smoke coming up from this pit, and you expect maybe to see, like, I don't know, magma, lava, fire, something, but you don't. It just seems like wherever the pit ends is also made of that.
does she tell us all this?
Yeah, Violet says, the hole is very deep, but there's nothing down there. I mean, besides smoke.
Oh my god, is it a dragon?
I'm gonna say I don't know.
Nobody else heard a voice. That was a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I thought she told us that she heard a voice.
I'm sorry, but Violet does not realize that only she heard it, so she does not share that information.
Mm-hmm.
She's not smart enough to do that.
Hey, Violet, was there anything weird happening over there?
No, just a voice. We all heard that, right?
What? What voice? I didn't hear that.
Oh, someone said my name twice. People say my name all the time.
Drop says, wait, you guys are hearing voices?
No, Drop, I'm hearing one voice, not multiple. Just one voice. Someone said my name twice. Look.
Did it try to tell you a story?
No, just said my name twice. Actually, it said my name, and then it was, like, really rude because it didn't answer me.
But no stories.
No, there's no stories.
You know, that's a particularly specific line of questioning, Drop.
Maybe I like stories.
I like stories too,
You know,
Drop.
I think we all like stories.
Yeah. I mean, that's not suspicious because I do also enjoy stories. Well, I don't have any other ideas as pertains to whole things. So.
Cool.
I'm gonna check out these drag marks, Austin.
I'm not some kind of wholeologist here.
12.
All you can really determine with the 12 is that they are not uniform. So whatever was being dragged, there are multiple cases and they're different. What was being dragged or how it was being dragged was not the same every time.
Okay, and where do the drag marks lead?
Into the hole.
Right.
From where you came from, you guys did find the other tunnels, also some from those as well.
There are we're in a cave. There are like rocks on the ground and stuff, right?
Yep.
Violet kicks a rock in there and then goes to the hole to listen to see if she can hear like how far it goes down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you kick out a rock in the hole and you don't ever hear a sound.
Okay. Well, nope, I'm done. I have no more ideas. I'm sorry. This is out of my horse purview. So if anyone else would like to do something to this hole, go ahead.
Can we please call it a pit?
No, I refuse.
Okay.
Can I roll a history to see if Vinny knows anything about creatures that make ash happen?
Sure.
And I rolled.
Oh shit! You know everything about holes. All right.
I know everything about holes and smoke. Smoky holes.
Gee, can we not with the smoky holes?
No. Look, Austin, you presented a hole.
I did present my hole for you guys to explore.
All Vinny needs to know is whether or not we can make some banging ass ribs using this the smoke from this hole here.
All right. So your question is specifically like what makes ash?
Creatures that would make ash of this nature.
Okay, well that's closer to a nature check, but you critted it, so it doesn't really matter. So anything with fire properties, anything inherently of fire, so that would include anything from the elemental plane of fire, or perhaps hell, or the abyss, or any of the lower planes. So I don't know how deep you guys want to get into planar shit, but you know that you guys are on the prime material. We've talked about the Feywild, and then there are the planes where gods live and people go when they die, and then there's a couple other ones, including some inner plane stuff that make physics work.
Okay, my question was creatures that make fire, and Vinny would not think of all the other planes.
Well, I'm telling you, the answer to your question is creatures imbued with fire, which would probably not be native to the material. Either would come from the elemental plane of fire, which is one of the 4 elemental planes, or something from one of the lower planes, like hell.
All right.
where a lot of things are made of or use fire, like naturally, but you're not just gonna like walk into the forest and see like a
thing. Okay.
fire elemental necessarily. So
Hey, Elias.
Yes?
You're smart and you know a lot of stuff. I'm like pretty dang sure that's a living thing or a thing that is like sentient down there making fire happen. You should try to remember if you read anything in all those books you like to read about things that make fire that would maybe be in a hole in the ground.
I don't know that you're gonna get more specific than that. Like, I understand what you're trying to do.
But he's really read like libraries of shit in a different plane, so I feel like maybe.
But you crit it, so if there was something to give you, I would give you.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is that there are a number, like literally entire universes full. To narrowing it down would be pretty. If it's like asking like what breathes air, you know.
Let's try talking to it. Or not. I mean, I'm just throwing things at the wall at this point.
Basically, all there is in this room is this pit that smoke's spilling out of, and then entrances to it from different areas of the mountain, or the mines, rather.
Mm-hmm. To be clear, that like these are like Glitter Gold tried to mine here and apparently failed. You haven't seen any like thing precious. Like this was like a project that didn't work.
Right. I'm going to double check the tracks that were dragged, that the drag marks in there, see if I can try to infer something about maybe where they came from or otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Survival.
Well, I can let me investigate the tracks. I got a +2 on that. 6.
I rolled an 18 on survival to infer where direction the tracks came from.
And I rolled a 20 on survival to figure out if I could tell what they were from.
Those are hella good rolls. They gotta know what's going on.
So you guys crushed those rolls. So you can tell that they're pretty consistently that from the direction you guys came is only one kind of track, and you intuit that they're goblin because they're small. And then if you guys look at the other entrances, you might find like very old, like buried in soot goblin tracks. So you intuit that maybe he used to use the other entrances, but now uses the one you came through exclusively. And you do see from the other tunnels, there's some other ones that you can't tell what they're from because the person was wearing shoes. So now you're pretty sure there are at least 2 people who have used this room. One you're almost certain is Fox, the goblin, who used to use the other ones, but now uses the one you came through. And maybe a secondary figure, but you don't know when or how often or what.
Do you share this information with Violet?
Yes, we tell everybody everything.
Okay, Violet says, "Oh, I hate Fox."
So maybe Violet's idea of trying to talk to the thing is maybe not the worst idea?
Sometimes I don't have the worst idea.
Well, I'll see if it understands any languages I speak. He is going to have Job stay back on Vinny's shoulder, away from the pit, just in case, and he's going to approach the pit himself.
All right, Constitution saving throws. Get near the pit.
Mm-hmm. 6.
Oops. D10 damage. You can continue if you want, but it is pretty hot.
Why don't we have Violet do it? Because she already made her Constitution check.
Am I close enough to be able to see down into the pit, roughly?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you look down into the pit?
Yes.
All right. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, here he comes.
15 on the saving throw.
Yep. You hear the same. Well, you don't know it's the same, but you hear a voice whisper your name, and you feel it's inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's telepathic in some sense. It's not like an actual thing yelling at you, but you resist whatever it's trying to do.
Alias starts by just simply thinking, assuming that's tracking his thoughts. Who are you?
All right, everybody make perception checks.
21.
Mine was 14.
I got a 3. You got 3.
Lavinia don't notice a shit.
Crit! Violet notices everything on Earth.
Violet she is aware of everyone at once.
I know everything!
It's the total perspective machine from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And also Dropka 21. So they both notice that there's a figure low slinking towards you guys, covered in ash to hide itself, and moving quickly towards Alias, and it seems to have a weapon.
Violet says, "Alias, run! There's a thing! There's an ash thing! It's gonna kill you! Run now! Now! Do it!"
Well, Alias isn't sure where it's coming from.
Come to me! I'm a unicorn!
He is a unicorn. That's true.
Yes, Alias will at least retreat towards Violet while drawing out his rapier, spinning about to try to see if he can see what might be approaching him.
Violet gets into like war stance, like she's ready.
With its cover blown, the creature stops slinking towards you with its weapon and stands up straight and defiantly. You can see the weapon it's holding is a quarterstaff, basically a big honkin' block of wood for smacking. And the creature, as it steps away from the worst of the column of ash to where you can see it better, you see that it is a gaunt but still muscular elven woman with a shaved head.
Okay.
Who Drop has a visceral reaction to.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And she says, stay away from that.
You were going to say stay away from the hole.
I was.
Drop is gonna say, Shay a thing?
It's Shay, Goodwood. I've told you 1,000 times.
Violet doesn't remember what's happening, so she's like, wait, we know this person?
I do.
Oh.
Oh, so she's a friend?
She was my master.
Oh, so she's a friend.
Until he stole my ticket and escaped and left me to die.
Oh, Drop.
Oh, God, Drop, what'd you do? Well, ma'am, it's probably for the best because the ship got taken over by pirates.
Yeah.
So, you know, you would have probably ended up in a worse situation
There's no worse situation than this.
than being enslaved by the goblin or whatever.
What?
That seems pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been told that when the Blackhearts take their prisoners, they sell them to slavers.
It's really surprising we got out.
You have no idea what you're talking about. This is the worst possible outcome.
You want to tell us about it?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to keep this from getting any worse, and she gestures towards the pit.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, this is what you made me do when you left.
What do you mean? You're being very vague.
It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's that I can't.
Listen, lady, we're balls deep in trouble right now. We just made a fucking... Oh, man, we fucked up with a bunch of orcs. So, can you just tell us? Because it's already bad.
Have you ever heard of a gesh?
Can I make a roll to know if I've ever heard of a gesh?
Yeah,
I would also like to
for that?
roll for Gesh.
If you say no, she'll just explain it to you, but...
Oh, no, what is a gash?
There's several different pronunciations, I believe Scottish and Irish. It's in the D&D player's handbook, but it's also just from mythology.
Okay. I'm not used to it being pronounced like that.
Yeah, I actually looked it up because there's like 4 different pronunciations.
Yeah.
It's a magically enforced contract. Once you make it, you cannot go against it without suffering terrible reprisal. And then she like pauses as if to say, notice the relation. It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's that I can't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now we get it.
All right.
Who leveraged this against you?
She just looks at you with a strange mixture of anger and sadness and says, I can't tell you.
Are there loopholes? Like, if I ask you, could you say yes or no, or would that still fuck it up?
I believe the implication is that the basis of the spell does not permit her to disclose details about who casted it, as that would lead to a breach of the contract, as it were.
Oh.
It's an intent-based thing. Attempting to circumvent it is circumventing it.
Right.
Oh, this is so confusing.
Is it?
No, Vinny's just not smart.
I guess I kind of get it, but Violet's like, whatever.
You left me with no other choice, Drop.
But wait, if you had the ticket, weren't you just gonna leave him here to die?
She looks sheepish and says, our order believes that there are only 2 states, death, which must be embraced, and life, which must be fought for. There's nothing inconsistent with me fighting for my own life, and Drop should have had the decency to accept his own death.
Wait, isn't that hypocritical of you, though? Because isn't him stealing the ticket him fighting for his own life?
And this is me fighting for mine.
Okay.
Okay, but I just feel like you're being very bitter for a thing that you just said.
Violet looks bored because she realizes this is a personal matter. So she's
Vinny's just getting pissed off.
She looks at the woman and Drop and says, "Look, my name's Paul, and this is between y'all. So I'm gonna just go over here for now and look for food."
You keep strange company, Drop Goodwood.
I
Not strange.
didn't really have much say in the matter.
Do I find food?
No, you find rocks.
Fuck.
I do want to say, I don't know if I give a really detailed description of this person, but like she looks like a monk in the sense that she has like softball-sized biceps, and she's like clearly someone who's trained a lot, but she also doesn't look like she's been eating recently. And also just elves have kind of slight builds to begin with, and her face is smeared with ash, her skin, like she's not been getting her vitamins.
So now you stay here taking care of... A Drop kind of like vaguely gestures at the plume of smoke. This?
I can't let anything get out.
Are things trying to get out?
Of course.
Do you mean of this room that we're in? Does that mean you can't let us get out?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, that's cool.
Violet perks up because she's not sure if she's gonna have to fight, so she just sort of perks up for a second.
What are you guys doing?
We're looking for stuff.
That's so fucking helpful.
Well, I don't know if I can trust you, lady.
We're trying to find a means to escape Lorelei.
Why?
Because drowning sucks.
Wait, do you guys think this is only happening in Lorelei?
What?
Well, I have no idea what the rest of the world is like, as I'm still just a visitor from a different plane, as it were. So, no, I wouldn't be aware of whether or not this is happening in other regions, miss.
Leah's getting sassy and I like it.
Yeah, we don't like her. She's a butt.
She says, you guys have no idea what's happening, and I think that might be a blessing.
Well, what's happening?
You're gonna die a lot easier.
I'm sorry that you seem so insistent on saying that we're all going to die. I have no interest in entertaining that as a possibility.
It's not up to you. Death comes, and we must embrace it.
You were just saying that we're all gonna die, but that you're currently fighting for your life. So if you expect us all to die, and you expect everyone to die, shouldn't you stop fighting and then just embrace that you're gonna die by your own rules,
Fuck.
ma'am?
You've noticed this entire time, she hasn't like let her guard down. She's like in a fighting stance and has been this entire time. Mm-hmm. But it's just been kind of a general like crowd control stance. But like the more Vinny lays into her
Oh shit.
ideology, the more she like basically squares up on her. You guys aren't really close, but as if to say like, if you're gonna come, I'm ready for you. Like,
Oh shit.
Vinny puts her hand on her lute.
and she says, if you guys want to stay here, I'm not going to stop you. And if you want to leave, I'm not going to stop you. But either you're going to die from what's in this pit, or die from Fox when he gets back and finds out that you're here. So I'm not sure what more we have to say to one another.
I kind of want to kill Fox, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
Plus, you don't know if you can. He's got weird stuff going on.
Violet looks at the smarter people in the party and is like, "What do you want to do?"
That's it. Yeah, same.
Why does anyone even have to die?
Wow, it's deep. Sorry.
Gods demand it because our souls are their fuel and they control the world. You mean just like biologically?
No, in this scenario, in this place where we are now, why?
You insist that the flooding, the water rising is happening around the world, that leaving Lorelei is a futile matter that does not result in assurance of life. You were planning on leaving anyway. Did you know about this prior, or did it happen did you not know until Fox informed you that the whole world was being flooded and you had no choice but to succumb to either his or someone else's orders to protect what is inside of this pit here?
Yeah, because that guy doesn't seem very trustworthy, TBH.
I know you can't answer my question directly.
It wasn't Fox. The only contact that I have with him is he brings me food when he comes by.
Oh, you can say who it isn't. Okay. We just need a list of everyone on the Prime Material realm.
She gets like really like bitch face with you and is like, yeah, good job, horse. Good idea. I'll sit here and wait, read the list.
Hey.
Asshole.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, I sure don't like you. Okay.
Vinny is about to say something really nasty, but she just clenches her fists instead.
At least I have to be honest, I don't think I've ran into many elves unlike myself around here, but where I come from, giving up even in the face of such incomprehensible odds just does not seem to be the proper way of doing things.
If you want to comprehend some odds, bring your sword over here, fancy boy.
Look, we just killed a lot of people, okay? So you probably don't want to mess with us right now, and, so just throwing that out there. There are so many dead orcs, because of us. Like more than you would think. Like, so many I couldn't count them, and not just because I can't count high, okay?
You cannot even begin to calculate how much I do not care. You, with all the time in the world, you cannot begin to fathom my disinterest, horse.
I think I can summarize it succinctly, but
Look,
much like this conversation, it seemed to be the waste of time to entertain that thought.
Leave her alone, everybody.
all right. So what should we do, Drop?
Yeah, since this seems to be your problem.
That's one way to put it.
Drop is going to gesture at the drag marks and say, "Can you tell us anything about these?"
Yeah, Fox brings in those ship parts and sends them back where they came from.
What does that mean?
What?
So the
What?
pit's a gate.
Yeah, it's a portal.
Oh, cool.
To the place with all the crystals?
I don't know anything about that.
And the glitter gold is getting the means for the ships to fly from not of this plane.
That's my understanding, yeah. The glitter gold must have done it too. This, she gestures at the pit.
Call it the hole.
They must have made the same mistake I did.
Did you make a pact with the hole?
No, I can answer that one.
I'm sorry.
Fox also has made the same mistake, which is why he and his friends are trying to fix it.
Oh, guys, I'm stumped.
Does that mean Fox is under a gauge too?
I assume. I mean, he couldn't talk if he wanted to.
Because the sword in his neck?
So there's like a big bad. Okay. And we don't know who it is, I guess? Is that what we're getting from this conversation?
I'm leaving it open to your interpretation.
Okay. Well, if someone's doing the gesh, then there's someone higher up than all of our current nemesis size. So
I don't know who your nemesis are.
I'm talking to my party, lady. So why don't you just zip it?
Please try to walk over to the pit again so I can have an excuse to crack your face with this. She spins her staff.
Wow.
So hostile.
Okay.
Hey, guys. So we're whispering in a huddle. Hey, guys, this lady's a real bitch.
I know, right?
So what should we do? Because we can't leave till we find something helpful, but...
Yeah, I'm all out of horse ideas. So if
those are the best ideas.
We may have already wasted any chance to gain any resources from the Tiger Mountains.
Crap.
We don't have the support of the orc army.
That'd have been really nice if you guys could have staffed your ship with 20 or 30 soldiers. That'd have been cool.
Hey, here's a crazy idea. Like the hole is a portal. So what if we find out what's on the other side of the portal?
Are you gonna jump in there? You'll burn up.
No, I'm not planning on it, but we know someone who we don't mind pushing through a thing. So, no, wait, that wouldn't work because she might not come back. I know. We grab her and we tie a really, really, just really long rope around her.
I'm going to note that Alias is not in this conversation with them. He's just sort of standing apart from the party, just sort of staring at the elf woman.
What are you gonna grab her with, Violet? Your teeth?
And we don't have that much rope, and she's wants to fight, so if anybody touched her, she'd just, whack us anyway. And also, that's really mean. Didn't you promise not to kill anybody anymore?
I promised not to kill anyone if Alona saved me, but Alona did not. So the deal is off!
How do you know that she didn't give me the persuasion powers to come in Sky? You don't know.
I do know because she was very mad that I forgot her name.
Leon.
Oh my god.
Leon, look into my DM eyes. How do you know?
Because I rolled well, and that was it. So that's why. But anyway, no, Violet is out of that. That would literally not work. We do not have enough rope.
Maybe we can go back to the monastery and have Tusk help us and come on the ship with us. At least, there's some more help, even if it's not everything that we wanted. And it's not a total loss. He's strong.
We'll try and find Tusk on our way back to the ship, but if he's hidden, I think the Orc army will probably have him.
Before we leave, maybe we should just poke our heads into all those other, you said there were, Austin, you said there were like other ways out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why don't we just look in there real quick, just do a quick survey, see if there's any treasure or other orc armies.
Ma'am,
Yes.
do you know why he doesn't take those tunnels anymore?
Because they've been caving in. He came in from that direction originally. So he started throwing the parts into the pit, which made the smoke worse, which drove the orcs out. So now he just walks in the front door.
Oh.
When he throws the parts in, the smoke gets worse.
Much worse. Yeah.
Is he really trying to fix this?
Yes.
Are there any parts in the tunnels?
No, he brings them, he throws them, he leaves.
Is there anything interesting in the tunnels?
No.
Are you lying?
I have no interest in lying. It wouldn't serve me. I don't care anymore.
Is there anything here that would be useful in any capacity?
Certainly not you four.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if she is in fact lying.
That's insight, brah.
That too.
I'm gonna roll it 2, and I rolled a 4. So
I get 0.
Nothing. Oh boy.
Yeah, okay, why not?
I am not
May as
insightful
well.
at all. I got a 0. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Drop is insightful.
16.
I'm about to say Drop can get a advantage because he knows her much better. You get the feeling that she has basically been broken. She doesn't care anymore about really much of anything. She's basically just going through the mechanics of this because she dedicated herself to the Order of the Calm Waters and feels some obligation maybe, but it's her heart's not in it. She doesn't care about anything or anyone.
So she's not lying.
She doesn't have
A reason to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Violet says one last thing to her. She says, "Do you have any food? Do you have any food on you? Because I'm hungry."
She says, "Yeah, in there," and she points to the pit.
Okay. All right. Violet does the unicorn equivalent of flipping someone off. And then she just starts to sort of slowly march towards the exit, the way we came in.
Wait, what is that? Do you rear up on your hind legs and then crotch chop?
Yes. I would like to do that, and yes.
Alias, just sort of takes a moment and then sort of moves to retrieve his earrings from where they were stored and puts them onto his ears back kind of roughly where they were. The earring with the Corellin symbol is not placed in the same spot as where the damage is to his ear at the moment because that's not been healed over yet, but he just sort of puts on his earrings and just looks to the other elf with a little bit of resignation and just speaks to her in Elven. Dude,
Dude?
No. I'm trying to say something, and I slipped on the initial things. Which gods did you worship before things turned worse for you?
The order is not in service to any particular god. If anything, death itself, maybe.
So your mode of thinking has always been about death and either embracing it or fighting it.
That's what brought your friend to us.
Guys, what's going on?
If you were expecting death from us, I have to unfortunately say that we will not be providing you with it. But I can only hope that perhaps something is able to free you from the conscription that you find yourself in, and perhaps you can find some other purpose to your life other than merely escaping or embracing death itself. And then Lisa at that point just sort of turns and starts walking towards where everyone came in.
All right, so everybody's leaving?
Are we leaving?
Drop's going to linger a moment, and he's going to address Shathane and ask, "Is there anything that you'd like to pass on? We're the only two left,
Do you think you're going to outlive me, Goodwood?
Oh, shit.
By the looks of you now, I might."
First, you think she's just going to continue just totally fucking deadpan staring you down, but then she cracks in a bit of a smile and says, "Take it then." She holds out her quarterstaff to you.
Okay. I'm gonna take a couple of steps forward and take the quarterstaff.
You know this weapon. It's completely blackened by soot right now, but in its normal form, it is a unnerving deep blue, and she spends a lot of time meditating by staring into it, and you've done it as well, and it almost has this strange meditative quality, like watching the waves of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you do it, that it's a positive effect on you. Mechanically, if you meditate with it, it's going to give you advantage on insight and perception for the rest of the day.
Okay.
In addition to just being a good quarterstaff, which we'll talk about in stats later.
Sure.
And she says, if you're going to carry that, then you have to do better than me at fixing this, or there's no point.
I'm going to try my hardest.
You always did.
Oh.
It was good to see you again. I'm sorry for everything.
I think we're all sorry, or we wouldn't be here.
I'm going to find out who did this to you.
I did this to myself, Drop.
I'm going to find the people responsible.
Go then. There are other worlds than these. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Not in this life.
Last chance to feed me. No? Alright. I'm going.
She picks up a rock and throws it like a baseball pitcher at you. You get the sense she could blind you if she wanted to, but she deliberately misses as a kind of a mean-spirited joke.
You'll have to pardon them. They don't really understand me on our best days.
I'm pretty sure no one ever understood us. Drop. She turns and sits down at the edge of the pit and just kind of stares into it.
Goodbye, then. Drop turns around and starts walking towards the exit.
You're going to try to go back the way you came, or are you going to wait for Eyeball Jenkins?
Has it not been enough time that he'd be here?
It's, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. I'm just asking if you want to wait.
No, I mean, does Violet basically remember the way? Let me rephrase that. Does the party basically remember the way?
What would you have to roll?
Survivals?
Well, I figure at least one of us will do okay.
I'm pretty excited about this gamble.
Should I? Alias is thinking. Should I be getting my journal out and start making an ad hoc map while we're trying to find our way back now?
I rolled 11.
I rolled a 13. Leon rolled an 11.
21.
Oh, there we go. We're fine.
Yeah, 1 out of 4 of us rolled well.
2 of you were average-ish, 1 was good and 1 was bad, so that kind of cancels out.
Yeah, like so long as Drop knows the way, we can just follow Drop.
Yeah. Yeah, we can be like, oh shit, we don't know what's up. And then Drop's like, hold on, I got it.
No, because if you get to a fork, Drop says go this way, Alias says go that way, and you don't know in character what their roles are, so you don't know which one to trust, and they're both confident in their abilities. So you guys are pretty confident, but at some point you get turned around. You find yourself in a place where you don't know which way to go, and at that point, Eyeball Jenkins floats into the room and says, "You're not supposed to be here, no."
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Eyeballs. We got done early, and we didn't want to wait because it was spooky, and then we got lost because we were really dumb. I'm sorry, Mr. Eyeballs.
Many pardons and my bads.
How was the treasure? But it was spectacular, yes.
Oh, it was so smoky.
Oh, are we going to tell him, or are we not going to tell him?
Shh.
So
So can we go back now, Mr. Eyeballs, now that you found us?
Sure, of course. Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know why he bothered saying anything but yes, because that was just like the answer, but yeah.
While we're traveling back, Drop is going to say, Jenkins, do you ever see anybody else in these tunnels?
Nope, it's just the Master and Lita.
Which one is Lita?
She has the cool armor.
She never goes in, though. She just stays out here and talks to me, yes.
Oh, what'd she say? Let's gossip.
Yeah, I bet you get lonely.
Yes, very lonely. She mostly talks about her robots. They're a miracle, yes.
In the tunnels that we're traveling with Jenkins right now, can we see the tracks of both the goblin and the shoes?
No. You assumed the shoes, which were Sheathane's, only came from the other side?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we had made it clear that they were actually Sheathane's feet.
Yeah. You're informed that Lita never goes down the tunnel. She stays with him.
Violet turns to Eyeball Jenkins and says, "Listen, I have something very important to ask you. Do you have any food for me?"
He says, "I can make food. Would you like food?"
See, now that you say you're making it, how long will that take?
He says, I can do it right now.
Do it. I want food.
He waves all of his eye stalks around each other, and an apple materializes and falls to the ground.
Okay. I want to inspect this apple. Like, whatever apple inspection is.
Oh my god.
It would be out of character for Violet not to eat.
I know.
Today.
She's really hungry, but
Yeah,
she
exactly.
knows that this thing tried to kill her. 4.
It looks like an apple-ass apple to you.
Okay, Violet eats it.
All right, it's pretty delicious.
I hope there are no terrible side effects later.
Did you like my apple? Yes, yes?
I sure did. Thanks.
You're welcome. I have to make my own food here because I'm not allowed to leave my spot.
Guys, Violet whispers to the others, maybe we should take Eyeball Jenkins with us as a refrigerator.
What's a refrigerator?
Look, that's not important. The important thing is that, like, this eyeball seems really useful. Eyeball, is there anything that could happen that would make it possible for you to come with us instead? 'Cause I like your apple.
No. Spectators are summoned for a specific purpose, and we can only leave once it's been accomplished.
Oh, what are you trying to accomplish exactly?
To guard the treasure, yes.
Oh, guys, Violet whispers to the if we tell them there's no more treasure, 'cause that's actually true, I think.
No, Violet, don't say anything more to that eyeball. You are done talking. Stop it. Shut your
But
mouth.
what about apples?
Violet, Joan can make apples. Did you forget already?
I genuinely did.
Well, she can make apples. Shut your snout.
Violet gets, like, mad, but not like, I'm flipping the switch rage mad.
Just like, harumph.
Never mind, Eyeball Jenkins.
But Vinny's gonna pat her snout.
All right, so you guys get back to his room, and he bids you farewell. And,
Bye, eyeballs.
goodbye, friends of the master.
Yes.
You've been most helpful, yes.
Oh, I feel bad for Eyeball Jenkins.
Bye. Well, I mean, he's probably happy because he was summoned there.
All right.
He does a little barrel roll in place.
Oh.
Good job. Yes.
All right, so where are you guys going?
I think we should probably look for Tusk. If we can find Tusk, at least just to bolster the crew.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So where do you think he is?
The monastery.
Yeah, let's try the monastery.
So you guys head out from the military base as you clear the entrance and start walking into kind of the courtyard, I guess, because there's like barricades further out, so you're still on the property. Nobody's going to have to make any perception checks because the thing you see is obvious. Hanging in the sky above you is an airship, and I think only Drop can probably make out the words on the side, and that word is Zavala.
Uh-oh, you guys.
Oh, shit. We gotta let's go. Forget Tusk. Let's just go. Or maybe we should hide. What if they see the boat? Oh my god.
Look, they're back here probably to bring parts to the pit. So if we get out of their way, maybe we can avoid them entirely.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, where are they hovering in relation to the monastery?
They're directly above you as you step out of the military base.
Oh, they're like on top of us. They found us or something.
Yeah, how high? Do they still have a little ways to go before they're gonna get down here?
Can they see us, is what I'm trying to say.
You don't know if anyone could see you from the ship. It's not moving.
Okay. What do we do? We can't outrun a ship. I'm fast, but not that fast. So if we just book it, like, no matter how fast we go, I feel like if they follow us, they're gonna get us. Am I wrong about that? Is my horse logic wrong?
What's the difference between horse logic and non-horse logic?
Well, guys, we have two options. We run or we hide.
I don't feel like running is an option because they're faster than us. Remember how great my moves were when I was piloting the airship? They have one too.
Well, then, find a place to hide that fits a unicorn.
Yeah, let's hide. All right. Can we scan for places to hide besides, just running back into the
Sure, I mean, it's just stealth checks if you want to hide.
Yeah, I will do a stealth check. I get +1 to stealth. Ooh.
8.
Oh.
All right.
20!
20.
4. Okay, so half of us did really well, and half of us did not at all.
All right, so Alias and Lavinia crouch down beside some barricades, perfectly hidden. Drop and Violet go and hide in like a guard's post, and you guys are like crouching, waiting to see what happens. And after a couple minutes, you hear the footsteps and then see Fox, the goblin leader of the Blackhearts, in his large red coat with a sword sticking out of his neck, walking calmly up towards the military base. In his strange blood red right hand, he carries and is dragging a rolled up sail, one of the sails from the ships that you guys have seen. You've never really investigated what's up with them. Mm-hmm. An interesting oversight. But yeah, he has one that's wrapped up like a carpet, basically. And he's just dragging it. It is very large. You do not think he should be able to drag it, considering he's not a particularly large dude, but he's doing it really effortlessly. His other hand is empty, and you don't see anyone else with him. And he's walking just carefree up towards the military base, dragging it behind him. Uh-oh.
What?
Violet, when you peeked up, your horn hit a mug which said number 1 orc dad, and it fell, and it shatters.
That sounds like something Violet would do, and I had the weakest roll, so we'll say it's her fault. Violet says, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, and then that is literally all she wants to do right now. She's just scared.
And when you knock over the great dad, the world's greatest dad orc mug, you see there's also a framed picture next to it, and you recognize one of the orcs in his family and his kids, and he's defo dead.
Whatever.
You definitely killed that dude.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I don't care about that part.
This is the first time we've really brought it up, but there were no women in that camp. You assume because orc culture is like patriarchal, you don't know where the women were, but like you just ruined probably like 200 families, so that's cool.
Fucking orcs. Violet can't think about that right now. She thinks that she's about to get killed.
Yeah, we're fucked. Out of the frying pan into the fucking fire.
You're definitely fucked. Fox immediately drops the sail and like rounds on the sound of the shattering mug and starts walking over, like his coat whipping dramatically behind him.
Okay.
As he stalks over to where you guys are.
Are they faster than a goblin?
Oh yeah, Drop and Violet are just so fast, like you don't understand.
Our plan to hide didn't work. I don't know who did something wrong. Let's just say it was fate.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
Now is not the time for finger pointing. Now is the time to run, because I know I said we shouldn't run before, but now it feels like this jig is completely up.
Plan Violet?
I guess wait, all right, like out of character, because Violet should know, like.
I can travel at a speed of 40 feet.
Violet can go 50, but since Violet can go 50, I say Drop might as well get on her back.
Is Drop gonna ride Violet and you guys are just gonna bolt out of the base?
Yep, we're gonna book
We're
it.
Fucking done. Boom.
Bye, horsey. What do Alias and Lavinia do?
We're hiding. Will he hear us if we whisper?
No.
Hey, Alias, I think we should wait here until we see him go in and then go after them.
That sounds like a fine enough plan for now. Hopefully, he doesn't see us.
Okay.
All right. Drop jumps on Violet, bolts out of his hiding place, and just takes off into the smog. Fox tries to run after them at first. He's getting just massively outpaced, so he stops, breaks off part of the barricade, like the sharp spear parts at the top, and just like chucks it at you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if that hits.
Yo! That hurt.
22.
I do have a deflect missile, though.
Mm-hmm. Does that work on... he's throwing it at Violet, because she's the...
Oh, okay, he's throwing it at Violet?
But
All
if
right,
he's
then.
riding her, they're like one thing, aren't they?
Damage I take from attack is reduced by 1d10 plus dexterity plus monk level. But if he's attacking Leon, then...
You just smashed me.
Violet takes 11 damage.
Okay. I'm at 17, so that's still pretty good. I mean, not great, but, you know.
Yes. So the spear projectile sticks in her fleeing butt.
Okay. Violet is in pain, but she squeaks out, "So long, sucker!"
Nice.
I guess we're heading towards the ship, because, I mean, that's the rendezvous point, so that's where Violet is going.
Fox lets out a silent curse. He goes through the motions of yelling and shaking his fist, but nothing comes out. And then he turns back to his rolled up sail, bends down to pick it up, and then thinks better of it and starts looking around to see if anyone else is hiding.
Guys, I may have fucked things up.
This takes a while, so Violet and Drop get very far away.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get close to the monastery?
Uh-oh.
What?
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Our stealth checks were higher than his thingy.
That was to hide from him not being aware you guys were around.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fair.
If he gets anywhere close to where we are,
Yeah, like I had contingencies.
Job is going to is basically going to go to a spot a little bit away from us and then just sort of fly off in a noisy manner, off in one direction to distract him.
Yeah.
And give us advantage on the stealth checks.
That's a good idea.
All right, so he's creeping around the barricade where you guys are, and right before he looks around, Job goes flying off in another direction.
Yeah.
He snaps off another one of those barricade spikes and tosses it at Job.
Shit. Oh!
Oh, Job gets hit and explodes in a shower of feathers.
Oh.
Almost certainly.
Oh, damn.
Do you guys want to roll stealth to rehide before he turns around and checks behind the barricade?
Do we still get advantage?
A bird exploded. I feel like they get advantage. Oh, shit!
I got a 14. Oh, I got 11. Oh, fuck.
Oof, oofa doofa. Alias, are you going to leave? You can hide, but are you going to leave Lavinia behind?
No. What Elise is going to do is once that happens, he's going to grab Vinny, pick her up, and begin running.
And while he's running, can Vinny cast a spell on him? On Fox?
All right, Vinny, what spell do you want to do?
Dissonant Whispers.
Ooh, I got to save against 12, huh?
Which I don't know how wise goblins are. Fuck!
Yeah, I rolled 17.
Forced Flee on fail. Oh, that's your
I
fail.
succeeded.
But half damage on save. So how much damage is that? 3d6?
So, a lot of things happen all at once. He explodes Job. You guys take off running.
We lost our bird.
And Vinny turns back and loots at him, and he grabs his head in pain, but then shakes off and begins chasing after you guys.
Wait, no, you still get damage.
He took damage, but he shook it off.
Okay.
In the sense that he was not forced to flee.
That's a good amount of damage. Oh, wait, it's half. It's half, though, right?
8 damage. So it looks like it hurt a lot, and to end this episode, I want to ask this question. Where are you guys running?
I'm trying to run off towards the direction that Violet and Drop headed off towards.
So you're taking off in the direction of the monastery, dragging Lavinia behind you, and the ship hovers above you guys, and this chase is in the shadow of this looming airship. And in the distance, you can hear the sound of a marching army.
Look, this was not all my fault.
I'd like to thank Overclocked Remix for our theme songs, which include Thunderstruck, an arrangement of Windmill Hut from The Legend of Zelda, and Dream Eater Mix, an arrangement of Lavender Town's theme from Pokemon. Executive producers for Dice Funk for the month of October 2016 are Joseph Timbrello, Extellaris, King Waza, Jade, Kirsten Haslinger, The Cult of Gorfanax, Tarka, Allison Ansell, Luke Powers, Michael Goodell, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Irving Royale, Athos, Radley, Ingmar Gremmen, David Page, The Black Fedora, Miran Bhatti, Melanie Joe, Lana Seawolf, Toby Gleason Stack, Ruby Offer, Matthew Weber, Emmanuel Garcia, Paul Mullen, Sarah Handley, Zenith Will Rule, Melissa Booker, Cameron Abbas, Ariel Badger-Release, Dylan, Gary Sayan, Exley, Anna Stuhlfarer, Dashon the Rage Monster, Giorgio Renna, Harrison Andrew, Christopher Charlo, Jorit, Viger Arnston, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. If you want to support the show directly, you can find me at patreon.com/AustinYorsky, and you can find Leon at patreon.com/RenegadeCut. You can also help us spread the word about the show by finding us on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, YouTube, or anywhere else and subscribing, commenting, rating, or reviewing us. We also have a fan forum at thefunkyshack.boards.net. Thanks for spending time with us, and have a spooky October.
Frau, wir hier das Nennen und so finden. Ich kann nicht über sie, was stimmen mit der Regel und ja, die Sound,